whether awakening appears seemingly suddenly. Yeah, there's a very definite, I call it a blip, yeah, moment, nano moment, where something fundamentally shifts, or whether it happens more gradually as a gentle and sometimes not so gentle erosion of the tight knot of self. It doesn't matter either way, is part of the awakening process, the awakening journey. But either way, on the gradual or the sudden, and usually they go together, surrender is a necessity. Something must be surrendered. And remember, it's not a surrender to. Yeah, it's not a horizontal movement or action of a me surrendering to something, but a vertical, energetic falling into now, however that now is. So what is it that appears as we surrender to deeper levels of being, as we surrender that tight fist, that tight clench, which we call the me self, the self that is made up of identity, the self that is made up of pushing and pulling against reality. As we soften that tight clench in various circumstances, in various interactions, in various inner landscapes that we are experiencing, yeah, emotional intensities. Yeah, when we surrender within that, we are surrendering into deeper levels of being. And then something is likely to appear unexpectedly. And that is a great terror. That is not seemingly to do with any circumstance. In fact, it is not to do with any circumstance. It's an existential terror. The very existence of the I am is being challenged or threatened, if you like. This comes not when there's something happening to you that brings up fear, fear of losing your home, or fear of losing your relationship, or fear of losing your health. No, I'm speaking of a deeper fear that comes only on the spiritual path, on the deep inquiry and the deep surrender that is invited in that inquiry. And that's an existential fear, a terror that has no reason for it. No, nothing the mind can understand. It usually comes in aloneness, in silence. This can be the silence of deep meditation, or it can be the silence that is part of a solitude. It's a portal. It's a portal to the death of the me. It's a portal to the death of the self. And it's a portal to the birth of the true I. The I that is not deriving its identity from experience. The I that is not deriving its identity from perception. The I that is not deriving its identity from feeling or thought or anything that appears. Yeah. As we come closer, become more intimate with silence, and again, silence reveals itself either in solitude, silence reveals itself in deep meditation, silence reveals itself when the narratives of self are not the main obstruction. Yeah, we come closer to beingness without the overlay of interpretation and interference of experience. As we become more intimate with this silence, a great emptiness, yeah, that silence is an expression, if you like, or a manifestation, if that's the right word, of emptiness. Yeah, so it's as if a void opens up, the great void. Yeah. Now, for some, that's experienced as a black hole, and there's a great terror of that. For some, it's experienced as a great vastness, and that can be terrifying too, because it's infinite. And it seems as what self remains that is perceiving that is a tiny speck in that infinity, and that is terrifying to the self, both attractive and terrifying. That's where a deeper surrender is called for. Now, we can't fabricate that. All that's happening here is laying the ground so that if and when that appears, something in you may remember. There is a great opportunity here to die and be reborn. Because all that dies is the psychological construct of me. It merges into emptiness. There may be experience of no self, and there may be experience, which is the rebirth of being everything.